Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Breaking news tonight out of Lakes Country, where one woman is in the Becker County Jail on charges of prostitution and disorderly house.
Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie has been in Detroit Lakes for much of the day working this story, and she joins us live now with the details. Courtney?
Mike, Andrea, behind me is Sunny Asian Health Massage. It's the parlor where 60-year-old Jin Lon Lee was arrested from around 11 o'clock this morning. Now Lee is in the Becker County jailhouse on charges of prostitution and disorderly house. People I spoke to say this has been a long time coming and that the rumors have been circulating the town about the parlor for quite a while. I want to show you her mugshot one more time. So far, she's the only one that's been taken into custody, but authorities say that 2 more search warrants were conducted at 2 different locations that are affiliated with the business, and their investigation isn't finished yet. Live in Detroit Lakes, Courtney Lockie, Valley News Live.
All right, thanks, Courtney, for that live report.
Those temps this morning were wicked cold, and although they have climbed, we're still in the icebox. Hutch is here now with the dangerous details in your no-wait weather planner. Hutch?
Yes, Fargo spending the entirety of the day below zero. In fact, the low temperature here not as bad as our neighbors just a few miles up the street. 24 below in Fargo, but Dilworth reaching 29 below. Mentor 30 below this morning. How about walk on out there? Whew, almost 40 below zero with Pearly and Ada in the 30s below zero as well. We are enjoying a gorgeous setting sun, but temperatures are less than gorgeous out there. We're below zero with wind chills that are in the 15 to 25 below category. Coldest air, by the way, in the Thief River and Fosston areas. That's where we also are seeing wind chills close to 30 below zero tonight. Expect those wind chills to be brutal early this evening and into the morning hours as well. Now, you've heard of warmer weather for Friday, but it does come with a couple of hitches in the giddy-up, and I'll explain all of that, and we'll look ahead toward the weekend ahead here in just a few moments.
Just get us above zero.
We're going to work on that.
All right, thanks.
There's not a lack of childcare slots. It's a lack of affordable childcare.
The high cost of placing your child in daycare is eating away at family budgets. Parents tell us that's all they can afford.
Valley News Team's Joshua Pagaro investigated the dollars it takes here in the Valley and found out that it costs more than attending college.
Bobby Mither says she pulled her 5-year-old child out of a West Fargo daycare after watching our whistleblower story.
I would recommend you guys to find a better daycare where your kid will actually be treated fairly, loved.
Despite the issues at the daycare, it does have pluses that attract Mither and other parents.
It's hard to find daycare that opens that early.
Besides that, Mither says they were an inexpensive option.
I don't think any daycare, in my opinion, is really affordable. It's definitely expensive. It's part of being a parent, though.
Numbers provided by the nonprofit Childcare Aware find that in North Dakota and Minnesota, on average, you spend more on 1 year of taking your child to a daycare facility than you do on 1 year's tuition at a 4-year public university.
I think that the biggest misconception in our area, in the Fargo-Moorhead area, is that there is a major lack of childcare.
Lori Schwartz of Lakes and Prairie's Community Action Partnership says the area lacks high-quality, affordable options.
Can really be expensive for parents, and especially parents that are not able to find livable wage jobs.
Maria Steen of Childcare Aware says more than 80% of a daycare's budget goes towards paying employees who generally make around the minimum wage.
We are asking them to be highly qualified, but we're not compensating them for the knowledge and skills that we want for those providers, and that's leading to a crisis in our workforce.
The experts say that in order to lower daycare costs, more money needs to come from federal and state governments, something that is being discussed in Minnesota. In Moorhead, Joshua Pagaro, Valley News Live.
And in North Dakota, a single parent pays a third of their income toward daycare. In Minnesota, it's more than a half, according to the Childcare Aware.
Grand Forks police are warning of 2 high-risk sex offenders living in Grand Forks. Dwight Moses is living at 1702 20th Avenue South, and Dakota Christensen is living at 1702 22nd Avenue South. Moses has been convicted of gross sexual imposition involving force or threat of serious bodily injury or kidnapping. Christensen has been convicted of gross sexual imposition. When Christensen was 18 years of age, he had sexual intercourse with a 12-year-old female.
A new flood outlook says not much has changed, still predicting significant snowmelt flooding for both the Red River and Devil's Lake Basin. Today, dozens of National Guard members met in Jamestown to practice their flood fighting skills, creating worst-case scenarios. Officials say it's too early for any concrete plans, saying the month of March will be the key.
This flood fight may be a little bit different than the ones that we've had in the past.
We will look at supporting larger communities, but we also need to support the local, smaller communities and the rural areas as well.
Guard leaders say that they think this flood will call for smaller crews, but spread across several different areas like Harwood, Wahpeton, and in Lemoore County.
Still no word on whether school will be held tomorrow for community high school students in West Fargo. Freezing temps are to blame for pipes bursting inside the school. Classes were called off as a result. After cleanup and repair, water will be turned back on, and they're hoping there are no secondary leaks.
Fargo police are reporting an increase in car thefts because people are running their cars to warm up. They say 24 stolen vehicles have been reported so far this month. They say make sure your car is locked if you plan to leave it running and have a spare key so you can lock it.
The numbers are in for North Dakota's latest Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign. From December 13th to January 31st, 462 drivers were cited. Of those citations, 204 were alcohol or drug related, with 95 DUI arrests. A total of 140 were alcohol related, including 26 arrests or citations for minor in consumption, minor in possession, and open container. During this time, there were also 64 drug related arrests.
Target wants to get into the liquor business in Fargo. An application has been filed with the Liquor Control Board for a 3,000 square foot store at its location on 13th Avenue South. If approved, city ordinance calls for a separate entrance. City Auditor Steve Sprague says Target's application will be reviewed at the February 19th. That's the next Liquor Control Board meeting. The full city commission would still have the final say.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, there's still time to give. We'll go live to find out how much money has been donated on this Giving Hearts Day.
A wind chill advisory overnight as opposed to a wind chill warning. Yes, it's still going to be dangerously cold outdoors. A beautiful sunset, less wind than yesterday. Your hour-by-hour forecast for Friday has a couple of hitches in the giddy-up. I'll explain next.